Hey he fans and she ravers and toy fans alike, welcome to another Nerdgasms.net toy review. Today we'll be reviewing the Battle Lion creature from Masters of the Universe Classics line from Mattycollector. One of the best things about creating toys based on a long-lived property is the vast amount of material you have to draw on. With the Masters of the Universe Classics line, you don't just have one vintage Masters of the Universe figure line to redo. You also have the She-Ra line, the New Adventures He-Man line, you have the Filmation characters, the 2000X line, the Mike Young Productions, and more. The Mike Young Productions introduced King Grayskull. It was almost given that he would have a majestic and powerful companion to ride into battle with. So in comes Battle Lion. When I first saw the announcement that Battle Lion was coming, and even after I saw the first images, I was a bit suspect. Who's this guy? Why do I have this guy before I have my ultimate favorite, Squeeze? Why does he have these early shots of him have holes in his side? What's that about? This went on until I was holding the final product in my grubby hands. I'll be the first to admit that that I had made a mistake. Looking at his head, it was really well sculpted. As you can see, the mane is done really well, and despite the fact that he's green, he looks really good. I'll fully admit that the love and care put into Panther and Battle Cat by the Four Horsemen were higher than they were in this figure, but it still looks really great. The teeth almost look like those of a saber-toothed tiger, and he has jaws that have some moving action as well. Good for posing him either in a roaring type motion, like he's roaring, or to sneak up on prey with his mouth closed. Despite the size of his mane, the head has some decent articulation to it. Going to the body, it's mostly a reuse of the Battle Cat body, which in this instance is perfectly fine because this Ligor, half lion, half tiger, is supposed to be very similar to Battle Cat. The major difference is that he has a lion's tail. Just like with Battle Cat, the body has huge amounts of articulation. This makes him fantastic to pose. He can be in a standard pose, or he can be sitting fully upright, or partially mounted up on a rock like he's looking over the battlefield. With multiple points of articulation on each leg, namely the ankle, the knee, and the thigh, and articulation at the tail and the torso, there's a ton you can do with him. But with Battle Cat, you had more interesting things to look at, whereas Battle Lion is a bit more plain Jane. The one huge upgrade that you may or may not notice from the initial photos that we had is that the giant hole that was in the side of the figure is now gone. And thank goodness. That was awful. And even Toy Guru didn't have an explanation for them. So luckily they're gone and we don't have to deal with a hole in the side of the figure for no reason. The saddle, in my opinion, really doesn't fit that well stylistically with the figure. It's very 2000X looking in both the style and color. And this was a bit of a drawback for me. I think having the better designed saddle would have really done wonders for Battle Lion, in probably not just my opinion, but I'm guessing with a lot of other people out there that have seen this figure or have this figure. His other accessories, the face shield and the paw gloves, are pretty cool though. I mean, the paw gloves are a bit unnecessary. For me, a giant mythical creature like this should be able to rip apart a Snake Man with his own claws. But stylistically, it's pretty cool, so I'm not going to complain. The face shield is great as well, but I think for my collection, he'll be posed maskless because I think it takes away a bit from the great sculpt of the face. Just because, if in case you're wondering, is the mask fits well on the Battle Cat's face as well, so you can pose Battle Cat with that face mask. You can also put the paw glove things on him on Battle Cat as well. The one good thing I can say about the saddle was that it was designed to allow for the big loincloths to sit on. So the characters that have these big loincloths can still ride on top of Battle Lion and not look really awkward. Point Matty Design Team. As a whole, this is a pretty decent figure. It has some sizable flaws, it's the saddle being the biggest, and also the paint app that's a little bit boring, because it's mostly just green. But the Masters of the Universe Classics line is still one of the best lines in toys today. So even though in this figure line itself I would give this a B-, it stacks up really well to other toys that are on the market. Just because this line is, superior to most lines that are out there, especially the mass-marketed ones. That's all I have to say about Battle Lion. Rest assured that we're going to have more videos as the Masters of the Universe Classics line come out every month. So thanks for checking us out, and make sure to hit the subscribe button. Why? Because every time a person subscribes to our channel, a valuable vintage toy is saved from the landfill. I promise you that. Also be sure to check out our site at nerdgasms.net. Until next time, geek on proudly.